Scorpio. There are moments in life when the universe arranges itself in a way so rare that it almost feels impossible. And yet it happens. And when it does, it is not meant for everyone. It is meant for those who are ready to receive it. Right now, the stars are moving into a pattern that appears only once in nearly 9 decades. A cycle that will not return in your lifetime. And it has chosen you, Scorpio, as the vessel of its intensity. This is not about luck in the way people casually use that word. It is about a return, a rebalancing, a kind of reckoning where everything you have given out into the world, your effort, your sacrifices, your loyalty, even the silent battles you have fought without recognition, comes back multiplied. For you, this is not a season of small signs or fragile beginnings. It is a moment when the universe is ready to hand back to you what was delayed, what was denied, and what you thought was lost. The phrase triple happiness may sound simple, but in your case, it points to 3 layers of fulfillment material: stability, emotional clarity, and spiritual alignment. When all 3 arrive at once, life does not just shift, it transforms. And the transformation is not gradual but sudden, like a door you did not know existed, opening in front of you. The old debts, emotional and karmic, are being settled not with punishment but with release, as if the weight you carried for years no longer has a place in your body or your future. Scorpio, what this alignment demands from you is not effort in the way you are used to giving it. Because no one needs to remind you how to work, how to fight, or how to endure. What it asks is something harder: trust. Trust that you are not being tricked by false hope. Trust that the return you are about to receive is not temporary. And trust that it is safe to step into a version of yourself who does not live waiting for the next storm. You may feel the urge to test it, to question whether this moment is real. But the truth is, it will show itself unmistakably through signs you cannot ignore, through opportunities that arrive with precision, and through a quiet knowing inside you that this is the doorway you have been walking toward all along. This is not about a reward you have to chase, Scorpio. It is about recognizing that the cycle has turned in your favor, and the only role you have is to meet it with openness rather than doubt. What you plant in the next hours, your decisions, your words, even your thoughts will grow faster and stronger than at any other point in recent memory. So be deliberate, not frantic. Be steady, not fearful. The rare alignment does not just promise abundance, it promises that what is given now will echo through years, anchoring you into a future that feels wholly different from the years you have endured. This is the kind of shift that marks a before and after phase in 9-2 the Blake. And for Scorpio, the time of carrying burdens in silence is closing, and the time of receiving without apology is beginning. Scorpio, when it comes to your financial and professional path, the same rare alignment that is shifting your personal energy is also unlocking doors that have long been closed. For too long, you have carried the weight of imbalance, working harder than most, giving more than you received, watching others move forward while you stood still. And yet this was never wasted effort. It was preparation. Now the return begins, not in one single stream, but in multiple directions. As if the universe itself is determined to make sure you finally understand that you are not meant to live in scarcity. Opportunities will not trickle in quietly, they will arrive in layers, some expected but larger than anticipated, others completely surprising. And one in particular will feel almost unreal in its timing, coming from a place or a person you had already closed the book on. Financially, you may notice sudden movement. Money owed to you finds its way back. Investments or efforts from the past resurface with unexpected gain, and new sources of income appear where before there was only frustration. This is not just about more cash in your hands. It is about a shift in how you stand with money, about moving from survival into stability, from counting every cost to finally breathing without fear of lack. Professionally, there is an unmistakable sense of forward motion. Recognition that was delayed now comes into the open. Projects you thought had been dismissed are called back into the spotlight, and people who once overlooked you will return with offers that carry real value. The alignment insists that you not only accept these chances, but that you see them as confirmation of your worth, because each opportunity is a mirror of the persistence you refuse to abandon. For Scorpio, success often comes through pressure and trial. But this period does not demand another battle. It demands that you step into the results of the battles already fought. Promotions, leadership roles, or invitations into collaborations with weight and influence are all on the table, and they will carry with them the possibility of long-term security. What matters most is your ability to recognize the difference between distraction and destiny. Because when many offers arrive at once, not all will align with the higher path. The one that belongs to you will not cause restless excitement, but a deep calm in your body, a knowing that says, "This is where I am meant to stand." This moment, Scorpio, is about claiming your rightful place in the flow of abundance and in the structure of your career. It is about no longer carrying the identity of the struggler, but embracing the role of the one who thrives, not because of luck, but because persistence, integrity, and timing have finally come into perfect harmony. The cycle is shifting, and with it, your financial and professional story is being rewritten. What was once scattered and uncertain is about to become solid, radiant, and undeniably yours. Scorpio, in the realm of love and relationships, the shift is just as profound as in your career, though it will not show itself in numbers or titles, but in the deeper, quieter places of your heart. For a long time, you have carried the memory of disappointments, the weight of betrayals, or the silence of bonds that never grew the way you had hoped. You are not a stranger to intensity, and when you love, you give all of yourself, which is why the wounds you've endured cut so deep. This rare alignment, however, is not here to reopen old pain. It is here to dissolve it, to remove from your chest the echo of voices that told you love was dangerous, conditional, or always at risk of loss. What is arriving for you now will not disguise itself as drama or chaos. Instead, it comes in the shape of stability, of recognition, of someone who sees you not as a mystery to unravel, but as a presence to respect. The cards in the sky both suggest that the line between friendship and romance, or between professional collaboration and intimacy, may blur in the coming days. Someone already present in your orbit, or someone about to cross your path, carries a resonance that your body will recognize before your mind has words for it. You will feel it not as a rush of adrenaline, but as a steady warmth, a sense of being seen without effort, in a connection that steadies you rather than unsettles you. For those already in partnership, this is a moment of healing, where the unspoken tensions and old arguments no longer hold power, and where the possibility of renewal is real if both are willing to meet one another honestly. For those who are single, it is a season of openings, where the patterns that once pulled you toward unavailable or unstable connections finally lose their grip. What comes next is not about filling a void, but about walking alongside someone whose energy strengthens yours. Scorpio, love in this cycle is not a distraction from your path. It is part of it. Relationships that emerge now will mirror the transformation you are undergoing in every area of your life, grounded, expansive, and aligned with your true value. The universe is not promising perfection, but it is offering the chance to step into a bond where your depth is not too much, where your loyalty is not taken for granted, and where your vulnerability is met with equal courage. This is the kind of love that builds, not erodes. And it is finally moving toward you with clarity. Scorpio, when we turn to your health and inner well-being, the same alignment that reshapes your outer world is also working through your body and mind. For months, maybe even years, you have carried tension that never fully released, tightness in your chest when you thought too much about survival, heaviness in your shoulders from responsibilities that never seemed to end, restlessness in your mind that followed you even into the night. What is happening now is a loosening of those knots. Not because life suddenly becomes effortless, but because the weight that created them is being removed. You may notice your sleep beginning to shift, your breathing deepening without force, and your energy returning in waves that feel unfamiliar after so much depletion. This is not a time to push yourself into extremes or to prove your strength through overwork. The alignment asks you to honor your body as the vessel through which abundance flows. Pay attention to the signals it sends, because the signs will be clear when you need rest. Take it. When movement calls, follow it. When your appetite shifts, do not ignore it. This is the body recalibrating itself to match the new frequency you are stepping into. And the adjustments will be smoother if you allow them rather than resist them. Spiritually, the shift is even more striking. Your intuition, already sharp by nature, is being heightened to levels you may not have experienced before. Dreams may carry messages that feel vivid and undeniable. Sudden insights may arrive in quiet moments, and coincidences will string together in ways too precise to dismiss. The alignment is not only clearing old fears from your system, it is tuning you back to the voice inside that always knew what was true. Trust that voice now more than ever, because in these days, it is not imagination, it is guidance. This period is about remembering that true health is not just the absence of illness, but the presence of balance, physical strength supported by emotional release, mental clarity anchored in spiritual calm. Scorpio, you are not just healing from exhaustion, you are being renewed, and this renewal will ripple outward into every part of your life. In the sphere of family and ancestral roots, and the energy moving toward you is not subtle, it is generational. For a long time, you may have felt the unspoken weight of your lineage, the inherited struggles with money, with trust, with survival, or even with silence. Much of what you have carried was not entirely yours, but it lived in you all the same, shaping your choices, your fears, and even your sense of duty. This rare alignment is not only working on your individual path, it is reaching backward through time, dissolving patterns that your ancestors could not break and releasing you from cycles that kept repeating. What you heal in yourself now does not end with you. It becomes a turning point for your entire line. You may notice family members leaning toward you, drawn to the change they cannot yet name. Some may resist it, questioning why you are shifting or distancing yourself from old dynamics. But others will feel relief, as if a burden they carried unconsciously is finally being lifted. Scorpio, you are not here to fix every relationship or to carry everyone's story, but you are here to stand in your own truth so strongly that it becomes a quiet signal of freedom for those connected to you. The recognition you earn in your professional life will ripple through your family's sense of stability, proving that the narrative of struggle does not have to be the only inheritance. There is also a softer layer here, the return of connection where there has been distance, the possibility of healing bonds that seem broken, and the realization that some relationships will transform not through confrontation, but through your decision to no longer live inside the same wounds. The universe is showing that your role in the family is shifting from survivor to guide, from the one who endured to the one who leads by example. That leadership is not loud or forced, it is simply lived. And it will mark a new chapter for those who come after you. This is the moment where you are asked to honor where you came from, but not to be defined by it. Your ancestors gave you resilience, and now you are returning that gift by breaking the cycle of scarcity and fear. Scorpio. The transformation happening within you is not just your own, it is the rewriting of an ancestral story. One that will echo forward into the generations who will never know the battles you fought, but who will live freer because you did. Scorpio. As this cycle completes itself and you step into what the stars and the cards have been pointing toward, the message becomes very clear. You are no longer standing in the shadows of survival. You are standing at the threshold of transformation. The struggles you endured were not wasted. The silence you carried was not meaningless. And the moments where you felt unseen were simply the groundwork for this exact moment. The universe is now calling you to trust that you are ready to receive, not in fragments, not in temporary bursts, but in lasting, steady abundance that touches every part of your life. The alignment is rare. The timing is exact. And the invitation is personal. This is the chapter where you release the identity of carrying everything alone and step into the truth of being supported, connected, and recognized. Your finances are opening. Your career is rising. Your relationships are shifting into authenticity. Your health is renewing. And your family line is being freed from patterns that weighed on them for generations. All of it is moving at once because the cycle has turned, and the current now runs with you, not against you. Scorpio. The final call is simple but not easy. Do not shrink back when the blessings arrive. Do not doubt when the opportunities show themselves. And do not question whether you are worthy. You are not being handed anything you have not already earned through endurance, courage, and persistence. What comes now is not a gift with conditions. It is the return of what always belonged to you. Stand tall. Receive fully. And let this be the moment where you finally accept that the universe is not against you, but has always been preparing you for this exact opening. Your time is now, and it will not wait another lifetime.